commitment to good character. Presenting the Adult Citizen of Character Award is Bruce Clark.
Thank you, Jerry. Before I talk about Jack, I want to talk about Jerry. Don't you just love what job he does and how really appreciate your help, and I'm so impressed, and I like him so much. One of these mornings I'm going to try to get up early and watch him on TV. Years ago when we started, somebody asked me earlier how long we've been doing this. You went and I did what Jerry's doing. And I really think we've taken up a few notches, don't you? I mean, you were good, but you know, Jerry's even better, don't you think? And other thing about having a professional like Jerry, he can deal with some of the last minute changes and all the things, because he's used to this breaking news stuff that's going on all the time. I've got another one I forgot to tell you about. I don't know if we mentioned this or not, but when we're done here, we'd like all the people that have been honored tonight take one of the centerpieces, okay? And if you don't know what to do with it, how to plant it, what to grow it, talk to this table full of master gardeners, and they can help you. Okay, Jack Ehrman's, what Jack does in his spare time, in his leisure time, just provides some great examples of the and models of the 6 pillars of character. And that's what he told me he does. He said, this is what I do when he doesn't have any other hobbies or leisure things he does, he works on these things. And it all started as a loving, caring parent when he saw a need that his son had in school and said, this is the niche we got to fill. And he was helping his son, expanded to his son's team, and expanded across the state. And so he's involved with Sportability of Iowa. Let me back up a little bit. When I first called Jack, he said, told him what we've got going on here. And he said, well, make sure you know that I'm involved with the Agnus Dei music ministry. Did I say that right? Agnus Dei. To be involved with it, you have to be able to sing and pronounce it, I guess, and I wouldn't be able to do it. But he mentioned that right away. It's a journey of mercy. It's a prayer experience that focuses on different aspects of God's mercy. When he mentioned that first, I thought that shows where he's grounded. That shows what provides his beliefs and what provides his guidance and direction. So he's, and I'm not going to get into a lot of the details. Jack could talk a long time on this. I encourage him not to tonight, but he's involved with Sportability of Iowa, the Paralympic Sports Club of Eastern Iowa. He's the co-director of the Sportability of Iowa Adapted Sports Camp at UNI, the coordinator of the Iowa Chariots, and the director of the YMCA Blackhawk Adapted Sports Clubs. He touched a lot of lives, a lot of people. He's the last few years his camps have involved 120, 150 people from 7 states and 2 different countries. But I think what I wanted to focus on with Jack, or leave you with here, is something that applies to all the groups that we recognize here tonight. And it's not just what you do, but the difference you make. The effect you've had on other people's lives. How you touch lives and how they're better people because of you. And the differences you make. And this is the letter I want to share with you that Jack received shortly after he made the paper that he received this award. And this was a person who attended one of his camps. And they wrote him this letter. Jack, when I came to you, I was weak. The world had broken me down. I did not have any confidence in myself, nor did I have confidence in anyone else. At the age of 16, with my ability to walk stolen, I had given up. I had thrown in the towel and admitted defeat. The disease had won. I still remember my first day at camp. Entering the UNI dorm hall, I felt incredibly weary of this unknown place. You greeted my dad and me as we entered. I remember the look on your face as clear as day. It was a look of compassion, a look of grace. I was quickly invited to join the circle of campers that were going around introducing themselves. They were all saying their names and one thing they would enjoy doing. And when I got to me, I didn't know what to say, so I spit out something like, hi, my name is Jaden and I like tacos. The rest of the camp is a blur, probably because it goes by so quickly. And I had experienced so many firsts. My first time on a hand cycle, racer, rock climbing, wheelchair rugby. But the biggest transformation is what you don't see. It's what happened inside me. I learned that life's challenges are not overcome by one's talent, but by one's heart. Camp opened my heart and showed me that I'm capable of anything. I just may have to do it a little differently. Camp taught me that I am not defined by my disability. Camp showed me what a true family is. Family is not always defined by blood, age, color, gender, or religion. Family is defined by love and compassion. I will carry the love I received from camp for the rest of my life. When I came to you, I was weak, and broken. Now I know how to adapt and overcome. Congratulations on the Adult Citizen of Character Award. I cannot express in words how much you deserve, it. I would not be where I am today without you. I love you, Jack, and thank you for giving my legs back. Sincerely, Jade. Exactly worthy of the citizen character.
Well, my wife told me not to tear up, and I've already teared up, so past that, I don't have to worry about it. Looking out here, I've seen many people that I've either seen singing or at camp. And I am in Agnus Dei ministry. I have a few of the fellow parishioners here. And that is a very important ministry that I participate in and have for about the last 8 years. So I'm really blessed to be able to do that, and also to have started a camp that I didn't really realize at the time the impact it was not only going to have on my life, but the lives of all those that we touched along the way. Whether it's somebody with a challenge, or their families, or their friends, we have touched a lot of people's lives. And life-changing is really kind of a phrase that's thrown out there a lot, but I can really see the change in people's lives. And I could tell you about every athlete that's coming to camp. I could tell you a story on them, and how it's affected their lives, how it's affected my life as a result. Noah Beisner, Merritt's son, was one of our attendees for several years. He's a student at Wartburg College, studying business and I think a couple other things. My son Sean was at West Iowa with Dr. Pappison and Gordy Yuska. I approached Gordy because Sean had wanted something to challenge him and be competitive. My second oldest son, Ryan, was born with a pretty significant mental challenge. And so he did Special Olympics. And that was really a great, widely respected international program. But when Sean came to me and said, I don't really want to do Special Olympics because I don't have a mental challenge, I want something that is going to give me some competition and challenge me. And so I got him involved in a camp that started track and field, and also got him involved in basketball on a national wheelchair basketball team. And I became kind of coordinator of that for a number of years. And that really gave me the basis. I mean, I'm a contractor. I wasn't raised or born or studied physical therapy, occupational therapy, anything, rec therapy. I didn't have that background, but I did have the knowledge that there were kids like Sean that wanted to do sports. And there was nobody in the whole state teaching them how to do sports. And so they weren't doing Special Olympics, and they weren't doing stand-up sports, so they sat. And they were managers, they sat on the sidelines and cheered everybody on. And it was important, and I think that you knowing as a coach, how much sports, sports the catalyst, it's not the end all. Sports teaches you things about yourself that you need to realize. And a lot of the only ways you get that is through competition, winning, losing, being fair, treating people, other competitors with respect. Those are things that are qualities you take, and challenging yourself to go beyond what you think you can do and try to do something that is maybe beyond what you thought you could do at one time. And now that you've had that challenge with sports and you've had some success, it teaches you to go beyond what goals you may have right now and start setting other goals. And a number of kids who have come to our camp, a lot of times in Iowa, we're so spread out, they didn't know anybody else with a challenge in their community. When they come to camp, we not only have kids that have challenges, we have kids that don't have challenges. When we talk about inclusiveness, which Viridian really supports, our camp is probably one of the ideal settings for that. Because when a lot of our kids with challenges are at home, they can't play on their basketball teams, they can't play on a lot of teams because it's so expensive. There are no teams out there for them to participate. Track was one of the only things that's available to them. When I started the camp and thought about it in 2005, there was one kid in the whole state doing track. One kid in the whole state doing athletics. That's a real travesty. When you think about all the athletes like Sean, like Noah, who want to do something beyond, just sit and watch. They want to participate. There was nobody teaching them how to do this. And I thought, I want to start this. I started it with a professor over at UNI. We got together, it was just a small camp. We had probably half a dozen kids, and probably a dozen volunteers. And as a result of that, each year it's grown. I mean, if you type in adaptive sports camp on your computer, our camp will come up. It'll probably be one of the top one or two. We've had people from all over the U.S. I had a guy come from Hungary to wanted me to go over there to help him start a camp. The only thing that's deterring us from doing that is money. We don't have the funds to do that. But he's got the athletes. I've contacted distributors of basketball chairs. They're willing to go do that. But, if a lot of you want to go out and do 3 sports, let's say you want to run, you want to play basketball, and you want to bike, you can go out for a few $100 and do that. When we talk about our athletes doing that, we're talking about almost well over $10,000 to do 3 sports. So not only do they start out in life, or they're challenged along their lives, because they could be just like you or me. They could have a spinal cord injury. They could have a disease that really puts them, just like the young man that wrote that letter. He was 13 and he lost use of his legs. At 16, he had no hope. He thought he was just going to sit in a chair for the rest of his life. I gave him a basketball chair to use. He became a member of our Sportability of Iowa group when we took it over.